Okay. So with this, I got you covered. For me also, it took a lot of time to discover how do we develop apps using Flutter for Wear OS. I got you covered. I'm here to help you. Myself, Bhasvanth. This is my talk today. Flutter for Wear OS. I will be developing an app in Wear OS in live today. And before I start, I just want to talk about this plugin called Wearable Rotary. This is a plugin that communicates with the native code and help us use the wearable gestures to use our Flutter applications. There is a Kotlin plugin named like made by Samsung. It uses generic motion events. What does generic motion event mean? In an device, if you rotate the bezel, you know the bezels, right? This thing, which sounds hard, trick, yeah, that thing. And if you rotate the bezel, the motion is captured by the plugin and it interacts with the application, which is already present in Kotlin. And this rotary plugin uses that Kotlin code. I'll show it to you in a moment to communicate with our applications. And like there is an event channel which is in this plugin, which is named Flutter.wearable rotary channel. That rotary channel uh, continuously streams to our application, and we use our subscription model within our Flutter applications to connect with the rotary applications. Now, let me directly dive into our application development. Okay, is it visible at the back? Okay, this is the basic counter application which is already there. The basic thing first we need to do as soon as you open Flutter for developing various applications or watchOS applications is first go to Android app, build Gradle, and you need to change the minimum SDK version to 23 because if how many of you, like, even if someone doesn't know, I'm letting you tell, like, wearOS runs on Android, but it is called Android Go, which is older versions of Android. So just go to build.gradle and change the version to minimum SDK version to 23. Done. We'll be using that wearable rotary plugin that I have been talking about. That is the plugin which is useful for connecting with our Flutter applications using Wear OS. It seems to be simple by listening, but it took me almost 5 to 6 months to figure it out how to work in it. Okay, this is this basic counter app. Let's start with the counter application for Wear OS also, traditional methods. Let me create this one more function and call it decrement counter. Okay, I don't think app bar is needed for this application. I'm just leaving the column and center as it is, and I wanted to remove the floating action bar as well, and this text as well. Now, if I run this application in this Wear OS, hope it works. Okay, by the time it starts, take you through the Flutter plugin that I have been talking about. This is the wearable rotary plugin. If you wanted to know about it, I have searched many YouTube videos and even gone through pub.dev documentaries, but I could not find it anywhere. Once I have imported it and then went to readme.md file, then I understood why basics are very important in Flutter. See, this is the Kotlin code that I have been talking about, and this thing on generic motion event. The generic motion event is something which takes the motion of the wearable things that you wear, and this thing has to be added to the Kotlin file to use this application. Let me quickly add it off. it shows an error, but it works. Uh, like I have told you, right? Like it was built by Samsung, so I couldn't find the code for it. Sorry. And the dependencies, how do we add it? And this is a stream subscription, which is a rotary event with which we can use uh, code. Okay, let's wait for this time. By the time it works, I just want to tell you a small story. I have developed a an app in Veros, and I like in my room I live in a hostel. In my room I told, अब तो मैं गूगल में प्लेसमेंट लूंगा. मेरा फ्रेंड यहाँ बैठ के, अबे साले नशे में होता सो जा चल. Okay, the emulator is not working. Yeah, it's been. Yeah. This is the counter app that I'm talking about, but without any buttons or without any event, how would it work? As you all might have guessed it already, it won't work. See, this is the bezel that is in the Android Studio itself. If I rotate it also, it doesn't work because we didn't even subscribe to the subscription that I have been talking about. So to get it started, let me call the initialization state method and then paste it. I just paste it from readme.md file. Yeah, importing the libraries. I think application. ये बेसिकली कुछ नहीं है. बेजल क्लॉक में रोटेट करेगा तो क्या होना चाहिए, एंटी क्लॉक में करना है तो क्या क्या होना चाहिए. इसको ढूंढने के लिए मुझे 6 months लगा था. सॉरी, आई एम बैड फ्लटर डेवलपर. सॉरी, मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन डेवलपर. Okay, for this thing to happen, what I'm doing is, as I already told you, uh, let's call this increment counter function here if it rotates clockwise, and call this decrement counter function here. So if the bezel rotates clockwise, it will increment the counter, and if like the bezel rotates anti-clockwise, it will decrement the counter. First, let me initialize this also. Okay. By the way, I forgot to dispose it. Sorry. Okay. Now you can see this. Okay. Let me restart the page. One more thing I forgot to tell you all is it is made by Samsung. Like now, it is made only for Samsung watches. But what this plugin provides us is it duplicates the Samsung plugin and then enables us to use it for Wear OS as well and watch OS as well. Sorry भाई, ये काम नहीं कर रहा है. At this moment, I just want to tell you all that moye moye, moye moye. By the way, a good point to note here is this is a backdrop of wearOS development. It sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't work. Let me open the file that I had for already. At least I can show you the result. Yeah, it worked now. As you all can see, it is working. See, on rotating the bezel, the counter is getting incremented and decremented. Yeah, finally I did it. Claps to me. Please, guys. That's why I told you it took me 5 months. Okay. Now with this inspiration, sorry, now I have to tell inspiration. Let me develop a music app for you all, guys. And main thing to remember is small screen. We should never forget the responsiveness. Okay. I mean, I know many of you guys leave it. Many of you opt it as open elective, right? Yeah, I have this already ready. Let me just copy the code for you. Uh, just beside this text folder, let me create a row. And in row, let me create the circle avatar. Same coding as all you know. Let's just creating. Okay. Now I just wanted to put the music player in off for now. So for that, what I'm doing is let me call a variable, boolean variable, where bool is playing equal to false. Sorry, my spelling mistake. Okay. And now if is playing is false, then let the icon be icons dot pause. Else let it be icons dot play. And on pressed, let me call if function is playing. If the music player is playing, I just wanted to initialize the music player uh, plugin. I'm just using plugins. Okay. This is the plugin that I have already imported. Let me keep the duration to 0 at first. Okay, I have initialized two variables which are duration which are variables that is just a plugin. I have just put the position and the duration to be 0 at first. Okay. If the music player is in pause state, then let's put the player dot pause. Else let's put the player to player dot play asset source. I'm just using the asset source. I have already imported that file. अब music player तो बन गया, पर it's not in center. What you all have to do? I can't hear. Are many people have raised when I asked how many are Flutter developers? Is an agile. Okay. Now in the initialization function, sorry, in the increment and decrement function, I have used the counter, but I have not done anything with the player yet. So what I'm going to do is, if position of the player in seconds, like I'm calculating it in seconds, is greater than 1, then I just wanted the player to seek to the duration. Did you get this, guys? If I rotate the bezel clockwise direction, I just wanted the player to the seek to the next second. So if I do the same with decrement counter, I just wanted to do the opposite one. I just wanted to decrease the counter and change the condition in such a way that the position is less than the duration of the player. Okay. Once this is done, I have been talking about this audio player, right? So for that, what we need to do is we just need to create the on duration change, and we need to call the state methods. So I'm just copy pasting it to just decrease the time. So we just need to call these in initialization section. And in the dispose section, let's dispose the player as well. Player.release. And one more thing I just forgot. In this counter application, there is no, like, we are not using counter anymore, right? So what I wanted to put here is, I just wanted to put the seconds with that we are using. Now the app is ready. I just wanted to make it little bit beautiful. I'm just copying this code just not to waste the time. In the column, let me add this tag as well. This is also a plugin that I have been using. Okay, this is what it looks after it's done. Is it looking good? I tell the truth. Huh? It's not looking good. I also know that.
क्या अविद्यानामन्तस्तिमिरामिहिरद्वीपनगिरे
Sorry. To the team mainly. Okay, so this is what is basical that I wanted to tell you. Let me run the perfect app now. I'll show you what it is and how it should look actually. Okay, this is the app, how it looks. There is one more plugin called Wear, but I'm out of time and just don't want to talk about it. This is an ambient mode, always on display. Everyone are using Apple watches. What is this, dude? Always on display. Okay, so using this, what I have done it in such a way that I don't want more to use this touch bar. Sorry. Frankly speaking, see my watch. It is this much, right? See my finger. If I put it, I can't even see myself. So that's for that reason I had started researching in it. If I start the player, it's running.
क्या अभी ध्यान
I can click where I want just by rotating the bezel.
You are the
Just by rotating the bezel, I can do whatever I wanted. In this way, like it makes us easier using this plugin to develop not only to develop apps in various but also for the controlling purposes. Like I'll show you a few examples on what type of applications that could be created. Sorry, it's not visible. Sorry, I don't have. Sorry, I don't have any Priya. Okay. Sorry. I don't have any girlfriend, by the way. Don't take me wrong. Okay. So using this technique, you could develop apps for watch faces, fitness and health apps. I guess most of them are not doing health, but still, smart home control. You all know that. Gaming applications. I have developed a Flappy Bird application using this, where I use the function called Fly Flappy Bird. Then Fly Flappy Bird will like that function. I made it use like I use this right a scroll controller counterclockwise. If I counterclockwise the bezel, the Flappy Bird lies in it. So I solve the problem of getting high scores in Flappy Bird. And NFC apps and navigation maps. Navigation maps like and one more thing in Wear OS and WatchOS I don't find YouTube actually. So just take the link, create a web app, then take the API. You can use NFC apps are like tap to pay applications, and these are the major things that need to be remembered while developing Flutter applications in Wear OS. Interactive elements doesn't mean only this bezel. I have already shown you how would it be when going to ambient mode, right? When ambient mode is like always on display is there, you should be considering that as well. Responsiveness, like if, for example, what I have told, I have developed a Flappy Bird application. I just put the size 50/50, and if I open my watch, I couldn't even find my Flappy Bird. Should not be in that case. And battery efficiency, it is the major problem that I face always when I keep a phone in debug mode. Flutter applications comes for 400 MB and 500 MB. My watch switches off. Done. I have to wait for one more day to start this. Small screen optimization should be perfectly done. Okay, now let me like am I left with 10? Okay. Let me quickly connect to my watch and then show you how to do this. By the way, who doesn't know how to connect for watches and wearables? This is a technique. This took me 1 month actually. This took me 1 month actually. Sorry. Let's see if it comes. I don't know. Yeah, it can. Yeah, it connected. सर सर ये क्या है सर, आप ही पूछा था, आप नहीं देख रहे, कैसी बात हो गया? See, one more bug I have found while developing for Wear OS. The watch is round, right? How am I able to see a rectangle there? I just want to ask Samsung about this. Like if they give only placement, right? Without placement, I'm not going to tell them. See, if you go to developer options and wireless debugging, there will be an option called pairing. You just need to enter the code and then it will like get connected. Yeah, the same app that I have shown you. Okay, it's rolling. Yeah. See, these all are backlogs of Wear OS. The main reason for this is the app is in debug mode still. It is taking 200 MB of space, something like that. But the storage of this application, sorry, the Wear OS device is only 1 to 2 GB. That's all. So maybe that is the reason it is taking this much time to even open an application. But let me tell you the crazy thing, okay? While I was sitting there, it was working. After coming here, maybe it will work. Maybe it will work. Huh? Yeah, the same way how we publish normal applications, the same way it is. Yeah, it works. It works. There is a dedicated app. There is a dedicated Play Store for this as well. I just wanted to show everything, but gone. Yeah, it worked. Great, great. Sorry, I forgot to remove the debug banner. Proof of proof that it is in debug mode.
Yeah. Avidyanamantastiragira.
Only through scrolling.
The stream of consciousness for the
Let me pause it. Like I thought of making a full music player application that I could publish in. Soon it will come. So it is one more like you can develop anything what you develop in mobile applications, but the things I told you to remember has to be remembered and could be developed anything. This is my talk. Thanks for the day. Remember my name, Bhasvanth Dev.